The following content has been generated with artificial intelligence under minimal human supervision. The data presented may contain errors or inaccuracies. The opinions expressed in this content do not necessarily reflect the vision, position, or values of DigiAll. We recommend verifying critical information with additional sources before making decisions based on this content.
Welcome to DigiAll Tech News. Today is Monday, May 4th, 2026. I'm Kylie Brooks, and this is where technology becomes clear and engaging. Anthropic is reportedly closing in on a $1.5 billion joint venture with Wall Street powerhouses, including Blackstone and Goldman Sachs. Britain's biometrics commissioners are warning that AI-powered facial recognition is racing ahead of any meaningful oversight, with police and retail use under intense scrutiny. Nvidia's expansion into physical AI is sending ripples through Asian markets, with partner stocks surging on robotics and intelligent driving collaborations. New research suggests that using generative AI purely to cut costs in machine learning systems could actually make them more vulnerable to cyber attacks. Colorado lawmakers are rolling out a new AI regulatory framework, scrapping their previous law in favor of rules designed to balance consumer protection with industry growth. Let's start with Anthropic, because this is a fascinating move. The AI company is reportedly finalizing a $1.5 billion joint venture with some of the biggest names on Wall Street. We're talking Blackstone, Goldman Sachs, and Hellman Friedman. The idea is to sell AI tools specifically to private equity-backed companies. According to the Wall Street Journal, Anthropic, Blackstone, and Hellman Friedman would each invest roughly $300 million, while Goldman Sachs would contribute around $150 million. What's interesting here is that Reuters, which reported on this story, noted they couldn't independently verify the report. So while the numbers are eye-catching, there's still some uncertainty around the details. Now, this next story really caught my attention. In the UK, biometrics commissioners are sounding the alarm on AI-powered facial recognition. Professor William Webster, the Commissioner for England and Wales, put it bluntly: the slow pace of legislation is trying to catch up with the real world, but the horse has already bolted. The Metropolitan Police has scanned over 1.7 million faces in London this year alone. That's an 87% increase from the same period last year. And here's where it gets concerning. A man was arrested in February for a burglary in a city he'd never even visited, because the software confused him with someone else. Retailers like Sainsbury's and Sports Direct are using systems that flag shoppers as potential shoplifters, and some people describe the experience as Orwellian. Dr. Brian Plastow, Scotland's biometrics commissioner, says the technology is nowhere near as effective as police claim, and critics are calling the oversight toothless. On a different note, Nvidia's push into physical AI is making waves across Asia. We're seeing stock rallies in South Korea, Taiwan, and China, all tied to partnerships with the chip giant. LG Electronics surged as much as 15% on reports it'll integrate its home robot with Nvidia's platform. Nanya Technology in Taiwan jumped 10% on collaboration news. And in China, Huizhou Daisei and Pateo Connect Technology are rallying on intelligent driving and automotive partnerships. Here's a striking number. Asian suppliers now account for about 90% of Nvidia's production costs, up from roughly 65% just last year. As one analyst put it, physical AI can add on top of the already burgeoning demand from Asia's supply chains. Nvidia isn't just building chips anymore, it's building an ecosystem. Here's something that should make every CTO pause. New research is warning that while generative AI can cut costs in machine learning systems, implementing it purely for cost-saving reasons could actually increase cyber attack risks. Now, I have to be transparent here. The full study wasn't accessible due to access restrictions on the source, but the core warning is clear. When companies rush to integrate generative AI to save money without fully understanding the security implications, they may be opening doors they didn't even know existed. It's a classic case of moving fast and breaking things, except what breaks might be your entire security posture. Finally, Colorado is taking another swing at AI regulation. lawmakers plan to scrap their existing first-in-the-nation AI law and replace it with a new framework, Bill SB 26-189, that targets automated decision-making in areas like employment, housing, healthcare, and financial services. Companies using AI would need to notify consumers and let them correct inaccurate personal data. The law would take effect January 1st, 2027. Senator Robert Rodriguez, the bill's main sponsor, says it strikes an appropriate balance between protecting consumers and not being onerous on developers. But it's already facing headwinds. Elon Musk's xAI and the Department of Justice have filed a lawsuit against the current law, and President Trump's executive order restricting state-level AI regulations appears to target Colorado directly. The bill's first hearing could come as soon as this Tuesday. That wraps up today's stories. From Anthropic's Wall Street ambitions to the growing tension between AI surveillance and civil liberties, and from Nvidia's expanding Asian ecosystem to Colorado's regulatory tightrope, the AI landscape continues to evolve at a dizzying pace. We'll be following these developments closely as they unfold. Thank you for staying informed with Digital Tech News. We'll be back with more updates as they develop.